Every summer, tourists pour into Italy for the beaches of Sardinia, the vineyards of Tuscany, and the ruins of Rome. Almost nobody thinks about what lives there. But the Italian peninsula is one of the most biodiverse places in Europe, and hiding in its shallow sand, its pine forests, and its irrigation ditches are animals that send people to the emergency room every single year. Some of them you already fear. The one that kills more Italians than all the others combined is an animal you have swatted off your arm without even looking down. We rank these 11 by real risk, not by venom. That distinction matters. A laboratory can tell you that the nose-horned viper carries the nastiest venom of any snake in Europe, but a laboratory cannot tell you how often anyone actually meets one. So the ranking that follows weighs two things together: how likely you are to encounter the animal while walking a trail in Abruzzo or wading off a beach in Puglia, and how badly it hurts you when you do. Which means this countdown ends somewhere most lists never go. Number 11. The great white shark. Yes, they are really here. Great whites patrol the Tyrrhenian, the Ligurian, and the Adriatic, and marine biologists suspect the Strait of Sicily near Lampedusa is a nursery where females give birth. The Mediterranean great white is real, and it is not small, and it is almost completely harmless to you. Italy's last fatal shark attack was on the 2nd of February, 1989. A 47-year-old diver named Luciano Costanzo was spearfishing in the Gulf of Baratti, off the Tuscan coast near Piombino, when a great white took him. His son was in the water and watched it happen. That was more than 35 years ago, and Italy has not had a fatal shark attack since. Across the entire Mediterranean, from Gibraltar to the Levant, there is roughly one shark attack per year, and most of the victims survive. So the animal at the top of your fear list sits at the bottom of ours. Remember that, because the gap between what scares you and what actually hurts you is the whole point of this countdown. Number 10. The sandfly. It is smaller than a mosquito, it flies almost silently, and its bite feels like nothing much at all. Phlebotomous sandflies breed in dry stone walls, animal shelters, and the cracks of old rural buildings across southern Italy and Sicily, and they carry a parasite called Leishmania infantum. In most people, that parasite does nothing. In a small number, it causes visceral leishmaniasis, which attacks the spleen, the liver, and the bone marrow. Untreated, it is usually fatal. Treated, most people recover. Italy's national rate sits at roughly 2.5 cases per million people per year, and the researchers who publish that figure openly admit it is an undercount. Around Catania in Sicily, a long-standing focus reports about 10 cases a year, and more than a fifth of those patients are also HIV positive, which makes the disease far harder to fight. Then Bologna happened. A study tracked 173 human cases in the Bologna area between 2004 and 2022, with spikes that followed dry summers. Northern Italy was not supposed to be leishmaniasis country. It is now. Number 9. The pine processionary caterpillar. In late winter, the pine forests of Puglia and the Apennines fill with silk nests hanging like white cotton bags, and in spring the caterpillars come down the trunk nose to tail in a long marching line. Children follow them. Dogs sniff them. Both are mistakes. A single mature larva carries up to about 1 million microscopic barbed hairs, each roughly 0.2 of a millimeter long, loaded with a protein called thaumatopin. The caterpillar fires them when it feels threatened. They lodge in skin, eyes, and airways, causing burning rashes, conjunctivitis, and breathing trouble, and insensitize people, occasionally full anaphylaxis. You do not have to touch one. The hairs drift on the wind, and they stay active inside an abandoned nest on the forest floor long after the caterpillars have gone. For dogs, it is far worse. A dog that licks a procession can lose part of its tongue to tissue death, and some of them die. And thanks to warming winters, the processionary is climbing. In the Alps, it has pushed itself hundreds of meters higher up the mountainsides in the space of a few decades. Number 8. The malmignatta, Italy's black widow. In the fields of Sardinia, they call it the argia, and farm workers have feared it for centuries. Latrodectus tridecimguttatus is a glossy black spider marked with red, and it lives in dry grassland, stone walls, and hay across central and southern Italy and the islands. It does not hunt you. Almost every bite happens because somebody put a hand into a hay bale or sat down in a harvest field in August. Its venom contains alpha-latrotoxin, which jams open the nerve endings that release neurotransmitters. The result is called latrodectism, and it is genuinely awful. Severe cramping pain spreading from the bite into the abdomen and back, muscle rigidity, drenching sweat, a racing heart, and according to a systematic review published in 2025, cardiac complications in some patients. But look at the actual numbers. That same review counted roughly 500 reported envenomations across all of Europe over 5 decades, not per year. Over 50 years, anti-venom works, and Italy has recorded no recent deaths. The most feared spider in Italy is a serious medical event and almost never a fatal one. Number 7. The castor bean tick. This one is a slow-motion danger, and it is winning. Ixodes ricinus waits on grass stems in the woodlands of Friuli, Venezia Giulia, the Belluno valleys of Veneto and Trentino, holding its front legs out for something warm to walk past. It carries a lot. Lyme borreliosis, Mediterranean spotted fever, anaplasmosis, babsiosis, and the one that worries Italian doctors most, tick-borne encephalitis. Tick-borne encephalitis has been endemic in northeastern Italy since 1992, and incidence around Trento has climbed sharply since 2012, despite a vaccine being available. A hospital network in the Northeast screened more than 49,000 samples between 2015 and 2022. Of those tested for Lyme, close to 15% came back positive. For encephalitis, it was around 21%, and the trend was rising. The tick will not kill you quickly. It will hand you an infection that can take months of antibiotics to clear or leave lasting neurological damage behind. And unlike a viper, you will probably never feel it bite. Check your legs after a hike in the Northeast. Seriously. Number 6. The mauve stinger. Pelagia noctiluca is a small purple jellyfish that glows in the dark and drifts in swarms that can stretch for kilometers. When a bloom hits the beaches of Positano or the Sicilian coast in August, the water fills with them and the lifeguards simply give up. It is the most venomous jellyfish in the Mediterranean, and unlike most of them, it carries stinging cells across its bell as well as its tentacles. Brushing against it is enough. The sting burns instantly, raises welts in a whip pattern, and can leave dark pigmentation and recurring skin eruptions that flare up again weeks later. It has never been confirmed to kill anybody, anywhere. And the first aid you were taught is probably wrong. Do not rinse a Mediterranean sting with fresh water, because the change in salinity makes the undischarged stinging cells fire. Vinegar, then hot water, around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, because the venom proteins break apart with heat. That one piece of information is worth more to you on an Italian beach than knowing what a great white looks like. Number 5. The weaver fish. This is the animal most likely to actually get you, and you have probably swum straight over one. The greater weaver buries itself in shallow sand with only its eyes and a black dorsal fin showing in exactly the ankle-deep water where families stand around all afternoon. Step on it, and the spines go through the sole of your foot. There are venomous spines on the dorsal fin and on the gill covers, and emergency doctors regularly describe the pain as among the worst envenomations they see. It peaks in about half an hour, it can last for hours, and people have been known to pass out from it. It rarely does lasting harm. Systemic effects are uncommon. Nobody really knows how many stings Italy gets. One European estimate puts weaver envenomations at about 40 cases a year across the entire continent, which is almost certainly nonsense. A single summer on one stretch of northern Spanish coast logged more than 1,000. Hot water again, 40 to 45 degrees, as hot as you can stand it. Never ice. If this is the kind of thing you want more of, hit subscribe. We cover the wildlife nobody warns you about every week. Now the top 4, where this ranking stops being about fear and starts being about arithmetic. Number 4, the ASP viper. Italy has 5 venomous snake species, all of them vipers, and this is the one you will meet. Vipera aspis lives from the Alps down through the Apennines, in dry stone walls, scrub, and terraced olive groves, and it turns up above 2,000 meters. It accounts for around 9 out of every 10 venomous snake bites in the country. The venom is mostly cytotoxic and hemotoxic. It destroys the tissue around the bite, causing swelling, deep bruising, and sometimes necrosis, and it can trigger vomiting, a crash in blood pressure, and failures in blood clotting. Some isolated populations carry neurotoxic components on top of that. Up in the northeast, on the Carso above Trieste, there is the nose-horned viper, which carries the most potent venom of any snake in Europe. So why is the snake only at number 4? Because Italy sees on the order of a couple of hundred bites a year, and deaths average somewhere between 0 and 3. Anti-venom is stocked in every Italian emergency department. Untreated, roughly 1 in 25 bites kills. Treated, almost none do. The viper is frightening, medically real, and mathematically minor. Number 3, the wild boar. Italy has lost control of this animal. ISPRA, the National Environmental Research Institute, put the wild boar population at a minimum of around 1.5 million by 2021, up from under 600,000 in 2005, and roughly 300,000 are shot every year without denting it. Boar now forage in the bins of 105 Italian cities, including Rome and Genoa. People expect the danger to be the tusks. A cornered sow with piglets can open your thigh, and it does happen, but it is rare. The real danger is the windscreen. An ISPRA zoologist estimates wild boar cause at least 2,000 car accidents in Italy every year. The Association of Friends of the Traffic Police logged 181 serious wildlife collisions in 2024 and 100 more in just the first 6 months of 2025. Over 9 in 10 of them involved game animals. 7 people died. 118 were injured. It kills, without venom and without ever touching you. Just a heavy animal standing in an unlit road in Abruzzo at dusk. Number 2, bees, wasps, and hornets. This is where the ranking gets uncomfortable because the second most dangerous animal in Italy is one that has already stung you. The European hornet is native and widespread, a huge insect that turns aggressive around its nest in autumn. Since 2012, it has been joined by the Asian hornet, an invader that landed in Liguria and Piedmont, and has since reached Tuscany, Emilia-Romagna, Lombardy, and Veneto. A containment project called Life Stop Vespa slowed its advance from about 18 kilometers a year down to roughly 3. The lethal mechanism here has nothing to do with venom dose. It is anaphylaxis, the immune system overreacting to the sting so violently that it shuts down the body it was trying to protect. For a sensitized person, one sting can close the airway in minutes. A study using World Health Organization mortality coding counted 69 sting deaths in Italy across 13 years of available data, averaging a little over 5 a year, with 1 year reaching 12. 5 deaths a year does not sound like much. It is more than every viper, every spider, and every shark in Italy put together, and it comes from an insect sitting on the rim of your wine glass. Number 1, the mosquito. Not the tiger mosquito everybody complains about, the one that has always been here. Culex pipiens, the common house mosquito, breeding in a rice paddy in the Po Valley, a clogged gutter in Lazio, a saucer under a flower pot on a terrace in Rome. It carries West Nile virus, and 2025 was the worst year Italy has ever recorded. 779 confirmed human cases, 72 deaths. That is a fatality rate above 9% among the people sick enough to be diagnosed, and it is the highest annual case count Italy has ever reported. Italy's own health institute logged slightly different numbers as the season closed, around 773, with consolidation still ongoing at year-end. The virus used to be a Po Valley problem. In 2025, it turned up in 17 of Italy's 21 regions. Lazio alone had 267 cases. Campania had 133. Roughly 8 in 10 infected people never feel a thing. Fewer than 1 in 100 develop the neuroinvasive form, meningitis, or encephalitis, and those people are overwhelmingly elderly. There is no human vaccine. Treatment is supportive, which means the doctors keep you alive and hope. And the tiger mosquito is adding to the pile. In 2024, it drove the largest local dengue outbreak Europe has ever seen, in Fano on the Marsh coast, with around 199 cases. So there it is. The great white shark, the animal on every poster and in every nightmare, has not killed anyone in Italy since 1989. The mosquito killed 72 people in a single season, and most of the country barely noticed. That gap is not an accident. Fear is tuned to teeth and size and eye contact, to things that could plausibly eat a primate. It is not tuned to a 2 milligram insect breeding in a saucer under a flower pot, which is exactly why the insect wins. The practical version is short. Empty the standing water around wherever you are staying between July and September. Shuffle your feet through shallow sand instead of stepping down onto it. Use hot water on anything marine, never ice. Check your legs after a walk in the northeastern woods. And if a viper does bite you, do not cut it, do not suck it, do not tie a tourniquet. Get to a pronto soccorso, because the anti-venom is already sitting there waiting for you. Italy is not out to get you. It just is not the postcard.